Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Daisy Eagan. We're joined by actress Kristina Deanna Rest today. Guys, if you have any questions for Kristina, make sure you give us a call, 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. And thanks for joining us, Kristina.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
Real close.
Yeah. Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for having me. It's really exciting to be here.
Daisy, say hi to Kristina for a second, will you, while I fix her mic or
Sure.
her camera?
Hey, Kristina.
Hi. How are you?
Good. I hear you're from Chicago.
Absolutely. I am from Chicago.
When did you move out to Los Angeles?
The first time I came out to Los Angeles was in 2008.
Okay.
And but I just signed a lease on an apartment, so I made the commitment just about a month and a half ago.
Wow. Congratulations.
So,
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Very exciting and very, very scary.
And try and talk closer to your mic.
Okay.
Like almost right here.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now our engineer's in the room. Hi, Paul.
Yeah.
Hi.
So you are one of the success stories, and actually that's part of the reason that we wanted to have you on the show, because
Thank you very
you're
much.
someone, you're someone that came out from another area of the country, came to LA, and said, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to pursue my dreams. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to do my thing.
Yep.
You've been here, well, I guess you said on and off for 4 years, but you've been here basically since April, permanently.
Yeah.
How is it working out so
pretty much.
far?
Well, you know what? When you finally put your mind to something, you can do it. It's true. It's not a lie. And
Very true.
you know, I have an agent now. I have a manager. I have booking agent. I'm in the union, and everything is going really well for me now.
That's awesome.
And I'm enjoying my life immensely in Los Angeles.
I'm
Love
sure.
it.
Have you gotten a chance to see the sights, see a couple of cool things in Los Angeles?
I've seen a fair few things in LA, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really beautiful out here, definitely.
And what made you have the decision to move out here? What brought you to LA? Was it theater, film?
Film definitely. Because I'm from Chicago, there's lots of theater over there, and I did want to pursue film. I started doing some background work. I did The Dark Knight, and I did The Express back in 2007, and that's when I met my acting coach at the time, Barry Papik, and he said, go to LA, just do it, just move out to LA. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go. So I did.
That's great.
The next year. So.
And do you think the desire to get into acting, desire to be in the entertainment industry started, you were saying probably in high school for you?
You know, it was there when I was a kid. It was always there. I was putting on plays. I was always dancing around. I just would watch movies and was just mesmerized. And I never wanted my life to be like these films that I watched. I wanted to play those characters. I wanted to do it. You know, I needed it in me.
Yeah,
you know?
That's awesome. Well, so you started out doing a lot of background work, and I've talked on the show a little bit about how I also do a bit of background work. Do you think that's a good way for people coming out here to break into the industry, or do you think it's maybe not the best?
You know what? I love doing background work. I think it's a really good experience. It's really fun. Everyone should do it once, whether you're an actor or not. But I don't think it's the best way to get into the industry. You know, because you're meant to be very professional on set, and if you want to break in the industry on set, then you have to be unprofessional and bother people. And these people are working. The crew is working. The cast is working. They don't need to be bothered.
Very true. Very true.
So I don't think so. But it does. You know, it does take up some time, and they need extra, so.
Well, you know, we were talking in the pre-interview how you don't really learn that in school. You learn about the techniques of acting, and you learn, but you don't. A lot of people aren't taught the business, and so it's kind of a shock to them when they get out here and realize how much marketing is involved and how much of all that involved. Your education about the marketing, do you think that's really helped you in your career, and how?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in restaurants, as a Greek girl does in Chicago, and marketing is very important in business, and you just need to approach being an actor or a director or a writer or whatever it is that you want to do out here as you're a business owner. You are marketing yourself. You are your product. And if you look at it like that, then you're going to go very far. You know, couple that with your talent, and it's gold.
I find a lot of actors too, they feel like it's being egotistical to market themselves too much, or, you know, but personally, it is a little bit, but personally, I don't think you can do too much marketing.
Yeah, you can't do too much marketing, but it does get to feel like that. Like, wait a second, am I talking about myself too much? That's the cliche of LA. Don't do that. But then you have to. When people ask you, well, what can you do? You have to just be like, okay, I can act, I can sing. Just do it.
I tell people I'm a rocket scientist.
There you go. Whatever it takes.
That's what I do.
Do you think that helps you in auditions, Daisy?
I don't care.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
But I mean more like at bars. Like when a dude asks me what I do, I just tell him I'm a rocket scientist.
That works. You could pass for rocket scientist. I can see you playing that role. Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tell people I'm a producer. But that's kind of not totally untrue. Anyway, back to doing an interview over here. Hey, Kristina, what about as far as you said your sister's your manager?
That's right, she is.
Do you think she has a better insight than a regular manager, being that obviously she's your sister? Why did you choose to have your sister as a manager?
I trust her 100%. I would do anything that she tells me to do. She's loyal. She has a good heart, and she is a brilliant person. I almost said a bad word, but
I don't trust.
She's brilliant.
I don't trust a thing my sister says. Not a thing.
Then she probably shouldn't be your manager.
I certainly wouldn't put my career in her hands. I love her to death.
Yeah. But you did call her something that you tweeted recently during Christmas.
The C word.
Yeah.
I certainly did. To her face.
Ooh.
Awesome.
I love her to death. She knows it. She told me I had flat feet.
Oh, well then she deserved it.
Exactly.
My little sister calls me fatty.
Hey.
But I
Nice.
love it. I totally love it. It's so funny the way she says it. I love to eat, so it's okay.
I would punch her in the throat. That's just me personally.
No,
And then I'd say, take that from this rocket scientist. That's what I would do.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Kristina, are you glad that you came in here today?
I'm having a great time.
No, here's the
you guys
thing.
gave me coffee, so I'm good.
Okay, awesome. We have a fancy espresso
all it
machine out there.
takes. That is working again.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
I know.
It wasn't
Thank you,
working for a minute.
Michael Horn, for that.
It needs
Appreciate
some
that.
like Irish whiskey.
That would
I
be
should
good.
get
that.
Irish coffee.
I second
from
that.
it.
So next time I come,
Yeah.
maybe I'll
work
bring
on
some
that.
whiskey
Or
next
some
time.
coffee Patron.
I can
That's
bring
my
it.
favorite thing.
Perfect. We'll have a drinking show
I've never
on the
had
air.
that.
Oh, it's so good.
Really?
Oh,
my
so
God.
good. But
Sounds good.
it tastes like a Werther's coffee, like candy. And then next thing you know, you're passed out with your pants down in an alley. It's bad news. But it's so delicious.
Sounds amazing. Wow. So Patron, if you want to be a sponsor for us, your new tagline is you'll be passed out in the alley with your pants down before you know it. Perfect.
In West Hollywood.
Yeah. So send us an email at lalalandtalk@gmail.com, Patron. Christine, what advice would you give people that want to come out here to LA and pursue their dreams? Or, would you give them any particular advice? What would it be?
Well, we talked about this. Definitely have some money saved.
Yes.
Have some practice patience with yourself, hone your skills, hone your talent, and just move out here. Just do it. Rent a room somewhere, but
don't stay in a hostel.
Like I said, don't stay in a hostel. They have bed bugs.
Yes.
Don't sleep in your car because people look at you funny at 6 a.m. when they're on their jogs.
Yes. I can see that.
And don't sleep in people's closets because it just smells like feet in there. Kind of gross.
It's important to
Good advice. That is an answer we've never gotten on this show. Don't sleep in people's closets. Kristina,
That's my
Deanna,
problem.
Rest.
Damn it.
Yeah, you've been doing that. That's why you smell like feet.
Yes.
Kristina, Rest. Thank you so much for joining us.
And
today.
good luck
Anytime.
out here. Go
Thank
get
you.
'em.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Thank you for having me, guys.
For any information on Kristina Rest, you can go to KristinaRest.com. And we'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Daisy right here on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Daisy Eagan. We're joined today by actress and vocalist Gia Mora. If you have any questions for Gia, guys, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. 1-800-336-2225. Call now.
Gia, I'm so excited to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
We were originally going to have you on the 30th,
Yes.
but then Daisy had a brain fart. And we scheduled Seth Rudetsky, so you got bumped.
Well, if if I have to be bumped by anyone, I suppose that's a good person to be bumped by.
There you go. But we wanted to make sure we got you in before your one-woman show, which is starting before we know it.
That's right. I have
July
my first.
7th?
Yeah, I have another one in Denver on the 24th as well of this month. So
where in Denver?
At Lanny's Clock Tower Cabaret in downtown Denver.
That sounds like fun.
It's super fun.
So what's the show called? What's it about? Tell us all about it.
The show is called Sweethearts and Singletons, and it is a show about theoretical physics.
What?
And yes, it's
so you actually are a rocket scientist.
No, I wish.
Oh.
I defer to the experts on all of that, but I'm an avid fan.
Like Daisy.
Like me.
Like exactly. Yeah, what did you say you were in the earlier segment? You are a rocket scientist? Honest God. I am going to go to the Jet Propulsion Lab tomorrow over at NASA and go hang out and see. And my other half was like, why, are you going to go marry some brilliant scientist guy and go have all these like genius babies? And I was like, Elon Musk is already married, so sorry. No, anyway.
Oh, Elon Musk. I have no idea who that is.
I don't either.
He's the guy who founded SpaceX and PayPal. So like they're doing the new launches that are going to be bringing people to the shuttle.
No, I don't know who that is.
So tell me, what is so it's based on theoretical what now?
Theoretical physics. So it uses the language of theoretical physics to discuss 21st century relationships through song and, drumroll please, tap dance.
Okay, now I have to go see this. This is amazing.
It is a completely strange brew, but
so when is
really
it in the Los Angeles area?
We'll be at the Coterie, which is in the Renaissance Hotel in Hollywood, on the 7th of July, and
I
then
just sang there last Saturday.
Oh, right on, girl!
Yeah,
for the Sondheim.
Yeah,
awesome. Oh, that's cool. I didn't get out there. I was rehearsing.
I barely knew the words.
Oh,
it was fun.
That's okay. It's Sondheim. Can't you just make up the words?
Yes. Because that would work.
Absolutely.
And then it plays in
Palm Springs the next night, or the next day, rather. It's a matinee on the 8th. And then we'll be in Washington, D.C. on the 25th of August.
That sounds awesome.
Traveling
I'm going to tell my
place.
sister to go see it in D.C.
Oh, right. I didn't
Even though she is the big C word. It's okay. I'll just tell her to go see your show. We were talking before the show about you studied in Italy, and I had sort of assumed that you studied singing, but you didn't. You got your diploma in language and culture?
Yeah, Italian language and culture.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a very fun program.
How did that come about?
It's one of those friend of a friend knows somebody who went to this program and it says it's really cool and there's scholarships available and la la la. And I'm Italian, so I got to. Yeah, I went. It's an exchange between the state of Tuscany and the United States because they're trying to get people to go back and do business. So they have this program for foreigners where you come in and you get this language and culture degree and you get to basically live as an Italian and work and breathe and eat. And
did you eat so much bread with olive oil?
Oh, I really, really did. The biggest compliment I got is a girlfriend of mine said, "Oh my God, you still look so skinny. How do you do it?" And I was like, "I walk 25 kilometers a day."
Wow. My big dream in life, besides having an LGBT safe house, is to take like 6 months, start in northern Sicily, and just eat my way through Italy.
I love that.
Yeah, that's all. I want to go learn how to make sausage and eat mozzarella, and I just want to be like 700 pounds by the end of it.
I think that sounds amazing, and I really ate a lot of bread and pasta because I don't eat meat.
Right.
And so when you go there, you miss an entire course. So instead of just letting you not eat, they feed you some other bread product.
Right.
So you get two pasta dishes.
Wow.
No fish. Okay. Yeah. So thank God I was not vegan when I was there because that would have been disastrous because I don't know how anybody does it. You're already a complete weirdo that you don't eat meat.
They're like, what is the matter with you?
Exactly. What is the matter? And then, of course, I'm super pale. So then I always had all these old ladies screaming at me about what's wrong with you. You need to eat meat. That's why you don't tan. There's something wrong with you.
Right.
Yeah, clearly you're an American or whatever,
Stupid Americans.
Obviously.
Curse they were putting on me.
I want to say for our audience, our listeners especially, that you have the most interesting eye color I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
They're like toffee.
Ooh. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Thank
really
you.
Nice. Yeah. And they go really well with your dress. It's a very nice compliment.
Thank you. Wow. Well, that is a very nice compliment.
Thank you.
That's true.
Where can people get information about you if they want to find out about your shows?
Well, you can always visit me at giamora.com.
GIAMORA.com. And are you on the Twitter?
I'm on the Twitter at Ms_Gia. and on the Facebook. The Facebook, as they say in Italia.
Libro de facce. I made that up.
I love it. No, that was pretty good. Not bad.
Thanks.
Il libro de faccia, yeah. Della faccia.
Well,
Thank you so much. We'll be back on La La Land.
Ciao.
We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Daisy, CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Daisy Eagan. We're joined today by guest artistic director of the Pasadena Playhouse, Mr. Sheldon Epps. And if you have any questions for Sheldon, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. 1-800-336-2225. This is your opportunity to speak to Sheldon Epps of the Pasadena Playhouse.
15 years at the Pasadena Playhouse.
That's right.
That is remarkable.
15 years in September.
That's incredible. Are you going to have a party of some kind?
I hope so. Are you throwing me one?
Sure.
Come on, Daisy. You can do it.
No, I totally am. It's gonna have a lot of Tootsie Rolls.
Good.
We got a shot of the Tootsie Rolls during the break.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I went to see The Heiress and
Yes.
really was blown away by it. It was a beautiful, beautiful production.
We're talking about that on the show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Richard Chamberlain, which was a great thrill to have him at the theater.
I bet
One of the nicest men I've ever met in my life. Yeah.
I bet he is. He seems
he's one of those people who could get away with being a jerk because of everything he's done.
But
You'd say, oh, well, he's Richard Chamberlain, but nicest man in the world.
Awesome.
Who's just about to do The Exorcist at the Geffen Playhouse.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
That's awesome.
That's pretty exciting.
That big of me to plug a production at another theater.
You're just selfless. And I think we're working on having Damaso Rodriguez, director of The Heiress.
I'm very proud of him. He's become a wonderful director.
The production was awesome. And you guys just announced your upcoming season.
We did. This is actually technically the end of the current season, the 11-12 season, and in 2 weeks, Jitney by August Wilson opens. And that's the end of the current season, and we have a couple of months off, and then we open in September with the world premiere of a new play written by the writers who created The Nanny and Who's the Boss and lots of other things. Very, very, very funny play called Under My Skin, and then we're doing Intimate Apparel and Fallen Angels, and at long last, the musical version of Sleepless in Seattle.
That's exciting. Yeah. Who's playing the Meg Ryan part? Daisy again. I'm sorry, what?
I think Meatloaf's daughter.
Nice.
Way to bring it back.
Jitney, is that the production that's currently at South Coast?
Right.
So it's like a little tour kind of thing?
Well, it's really just a co-production between the two of us. Actually,
great.
Sleepless in Seattle was supposed to be happening in that slot, and we moved it to next year to give it more development time. So I was like frantic to find something else, and I went to Mark Masterson, who is the new artistic director, and said, what if we collaborate on these two things? And he said, yeah, sure, fine, great.
Oh, how
so
great.
we're just moving up the whole production. And, you know, it's kind of a trend, an economic but also artistic trend in the theater for theaters to share productions more. So it's a very, very good idea.
I think it's great.
Yeah. And, you know, it's great for the actors because the actors get 5 or 6 more weeks to do the play, which means a check for 5 or 6 more weeks, but also more time to develop the work.
Sure, and those that don't want to drive all the way down to Costa Mesa.
Right.
I love South Coast. I've worked there several times.
Oh, it's a beautiful theater.
Yeah.
Beautiful theater. But it is a little bit of a schlep to get there.
I didn't know they had a new artistic director. I've been sort of out of the game.
Yes, Mark Masterson, who was the artistic director at Actors Theater of Louisville.
Awesome.
Has come in, and David and Martin, who were the founders of the theater, are still there right now, but slowly sort of
retiring.
Phasing out. Yeah.
So how did you first become involved with the Pasadena Playhouse? You've been there since 97, you said?
I have, but people think I make up this story, but it's absolutely true. I saw my first professional production of any play at Pasadena Playhouse when I was 8 years old.
Oh.
Because I was born here in Los Angeles, and I lived here. And my father was a preacher, Presbyterian minister, and he really believed in arts and culture. So every week we would do something cultural, and we would go to the opera and go to concerts and all of that. And We got on the bus one Saturday morning and made the long trip from Compton to Pasadena. And you'll appreciate this, Daisy. I saw Ethel Waters.
Oh my God.
Member of the wedding.
Oh my God. That literally gave me chills.
So I found out what a diva was at a very early age. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Very
my
cool.
mother's favorite play.
Was
and
it?
one of her wishes was for me to do that play.
Yeah, it's a wonderful play.
Yeah.
Wonderful play.
God.
So that was my first connection with the theater, and then I came back here to direct as a freelance director in 1991, right before I went to the Old Globe. And I directed here several times during the time I was at the Old Globe, and then in 97 I was invited to come and be artistic director. And now I've spent the rest of my life.
You sat
here.
down and you will not get up. That's so awesome.
Right. I'm going no, and I am telling you, I'm not going.
And you've seen some changes at the Pasadena Playhouse in your tenure. I'm sure things have adjusted and changes. Can you talk about some of the changes and what
Sure.
you've brought to the table?
Well, I think number one, when I took the job, to be completely honest, the theater's artistic reputation wasn't all that wonderful. Mm-hmm. It was open, but it was concentrated mainly on survival, not really on artistic excellence. And I just felt that being right here in this great community with all of these wonderful actors, wonderful designers, if there was somebody who was just really focusing on the artistry of the theater, that it could change, that
Taking
there were
it
lots
seriously.
of people here who came here, obviously, because they want to work in movies and TV, but they still have a passion for the theater. So if you just offered them opportunities that were really attractive, they'd be willing to come and work, and that is true. The other big change is that when I used to come as a freelance director and I'd sit in the beautiful courtyard in front of the theater, I would often be both the only person under 60 and the only person of any color. Mm-hmm. It was the oldest, whitest audience in America. And there are a lot of old white audiences in America, so it was,
Talk about
it was
South
a
Coast
problem.
rap.
Yeah, it was a problem, and it scared me on two levels, just because it was such a non-diverse audience, but also because I knew that if we didn't start to attract young people, that audience was going to start to disappear. So I'm happy to say that, it has changed through the work on the stage to become a very, very diverse theater, and I think that's a great accomplishment.
Fantastic. Guys, if you have any questions for Mr. Sheldon Epps, the artistic director of the Pasadena Playhouse, make sure you call us at 1-800-336-2225, 1-800-336-2225.
Or you can tweet us at La La Land Talk.
Or you can email us at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. And we want to talk about the Tony Awards, too. Tony Awards tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
At what time? Like, I don't
8
know,
o'clock?
1
9
p.m.?
o'clock, I think.
Yeah. We start the
Well, you
pre-show
watch
early.
it live, very early. Yeah.
PasadenaPlayhouse.org?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll talk
our
about that
website.
more.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Daisy right here on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Susan. Daisy Eagan. We're talking with artistic director of the Pasadena Playhouse, Sheldon Epps.
Sheldon, my boyfriend wants to know if the Pasadena Playhouse has subscriptions based on household income. So basically, do you do sliding scales?
We do. I mean, it really is my philosophy that price should not keep anybody from coming to the theater. So I'm not so sure we have a really low price subscription, but we do have all kind of last minute rush tickets and student tickets. So you can always get into the theater some way. We do pay what you can, because I really don't believe, as much as I know that we got to sell tickets and we've got to make money, if somebody really wants to come to the theater, they should be able to.
Well, do you pay what you can on certain performances?
It's on the website. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it's set by a certain day, but you can go on the website and find out.
And again, that's
Fantastic.
PasadenaPlayhouse.org.
.org.
We wanted to ask you something that just went out of my head. Oh yeah,
The TBA. That
yeah,
you're gonna tell me what
the
it is.
surprise production. I was wondering how it was that you guys decide what that production is going to be.
Well, for one thing, I always like to hold one slot because we have to announce so far in advance. We announce the season in March, and that's more than a year of a couple of the slots. So I always try to hold a place for something wonderful that comes along, and some great things have come along, like Sister Act, which is now on Broadway. It was in the TBA slot, and Blues for an Alabama Sky was not for the TBA slot, but was a last-minute substitution. So it's really just me kind of putting the net out there, casting the net out there over the next several months to find out what's that great thing that emerges that you're going to tell me about.
I know what it is. I know what it should be.
This is a big moment. We're announcing.
Here we go. You ready?
What is it, Daisy?
Let's hear it.
It's Daisy Eagan starring in Paula Vogel's How I Learned to Drive.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow. What an idea.
Gia, do you have an idea for what you want it to be?
Well, as long as I can do some of the Boonraku puppetry, I'll be right there. There's a sister, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gia's idea is Daisy Eagan stars in Paula Vogel.
That's exactly right. I second that motion thoroughly.
This is a tough spot for an artistic director to be surrounded by actresses and have a TBA slot.
Don't worry about them. The one you should do is
Yes.
Brett Chapin in the last 5 years.
Oh.
So don't worry about the actresses. Just
Yeah.
it's you and me, buddy.
I think Daisy and I will duke it out for Kathy for that role. Come on, girl.
No, I just want to be a little bit. I've wanted to play that part ever since I saw.
Well, did they just do a revival in New York? I think? Not that means we.
They did
couldn't
it
do
at second stages.
and made the mistake of not putting.
Well, I
you-
couldn't even.
Yeah.
Here's me complaining now.
Okay.
I couldn't even get
All
seen
about
for
you.
it. Yay, though I begged, and they hired a TV star.
Can we say which TV star?
I don't remember.
Oh.
A frequent complaint, Daisy.
Yes.
I've heard that before.
So
But it was their loss.
thank
She
you.
sucked in it.
I didn't see
Whoever
it,
it
so I have no
was.
idea.
Wow.
But I agree. Norbert Butz was phenomenal, but whoever
As
that
he
lady
always
was.
He's a great actor.
Oh, no.
So you
So
were
how do
talking
you-
about the Tonys before.
Yeah, the
Tomorrow night is
Tonys are
the
tomorrow
Tony.
night.
Exciting time in New York theater.
It is a
I
very
think it's
exciting
great because this year there's actually like suspense about who's going to win them.
I know.
It's not one of those years when, Book of Mormon takes
Right.
everything or the producers takes everything, which I actually think is much healthier for the theater.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of revivals this year.
A lot of very good revivals. Death of a Salesman is wonderful, is brilliant. And
Follies.
Follies. Actually, this great play about politics called The Best Man with James Earl
that's Gore
Jones.
Vidal.
And yes.
I saw that
It's an
years
old
ago.
play, but
Yeah.
it's shocking how relevant it is.
I can't
Scary
remember
almost.
who I saw in that. It was the
Chris
last.
Knopf?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's who it was. Yeah.
This is a really, really good production. And James Earl Jones is amazing. And it's
I
great
bet.
because it's set in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Obviously long before America ever had a black president. But he plays the former president of the United States.
Oh, that's so great.
And I swear to you, his subtext on his first line is, "I'm black, get over it."
Awesome.
And you never think about it.
And the
again.
audience just lets it be.
Yeah, you just say, okay, you were the president. That's fine.
I really, really love it when people take risks like that and make the choice that is not the obvious.
Yeah,
I think that makes for such dynamic theater.
it does.
So what would you say makes Pasadena Playhouse different from other theaters in Los Angeles?
Well, number one, the physical space. I mean, it is truly, I think, one of the most beautiful theaters
gorgeous.
in
I agree.
America. I mean, it's just a magical place.
Definitely.
Even after 15 years of walking in there, I literally still get inspired every time I walk into the theater. It was also built as a theater, so it frames a play in the right way. Nothing against other theaters, but there's something about the way the play sits in the space that's great. And I think I take pride in the fact that the theater is really, really theatrically eclectic. We do straight plays, we do new plays, we do classics, and we do musicals. And we do musicals really well.
Yeah, you do.
And not everybody can do musicals really well. So I'm very proud of our theatrical diversity.
And it's the official state theater of California, correct?
It is the State Theater of California. But don't let that fool you into thinking that we get a lot of money from the state, because we do not.
It's sort of a pat on the back.
Yes, it's an honorary designation.
But you do take donations, I'm sure, at PasadenaPlayhouse.org.
We do, indeed. I'm waiting for one right now.
Absolutely.
We know all about waiting for donations here
Yes,
at La La Land.
yes.
Speaking of which, you can go to our Indiegogo account.
Indiegogo.com/La La Land Season 2. That's the number 2, not the spelled out 2. And we'll be back with Sheldon Epps. Guys, give us a call at 800-336-2225 on La La Land with Brett and Daisy right here on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's Daisy Eagan. We're joined today by Pasadena Playhouse Artistic Director, Mr. Sheldon Epps. Give us a call at 1-800-336-2225, 1-800-336-2225.
During the break, we got a couple good electronic messages in. One from our good friend Jonathan White at the Pasadena Playhouse.
What's up, Jonathan?
He wanted to let us know that you can get a $99 subscription to the Pasadena Playhouse for the Rear Orchestra Mezzanine during the tickets would be during previews,
right?
Which is awesome.
That's great.
That's for the whole
5
season.
plays
That's amazing.
For $99. That's
yeah,
cheaper than
and you were saying you like going to previews even more.
I prefer previews because I think it's a very exciting time as an actor to be working because you don't quite know what's going on yet, and as a theater goer to watch that kind of enthusiasm and the experience of hearing it for the first time is sometimes really happening for people, especially if it's a new piece. It often is the first time they've ever done it. I've had it happen to me.
Yeah, me too.
So it's I think it's really exciting, and plus $99. I think I just paid $20 to go see Men in Black in 3D.
Oh, how was it? I want to see it.
There needs to be more cool aliens.
Oh,
That's
really? Should I see it in 2D?
Just see it in 2D.
Okay.
Sonnenfeld didn't shoot it in 3D, so it's not one of those movies that's meant to be seen as 3D. But
he's promoting it like he did. Well, anyway.
Maybe I'm totally mistaken. I thought that was what I understood him to say on Terry Gross's show or something. But and if that's what you pay for a 3D ticket, $99 for 5 shows.
That's a great deal.
Less than a movie.
Less than a movie.
So Sheldon, early on in the show, we talked about a panel discussion at Los Angeles Times that you were involved with. Mm-hmm. It's called "Is LA a Theater Town?" A couple of people came in for a panel discussion of our own a couple months later. Colin Mitchell, Michael Seal, and they mentioned, I don't know which one of them mentioned it, but one of them said that you said during that, why ask that question? Why ask that question? Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's true. That was actually my first answer was to say, I don't think we should be having this panel. Because there's no doubt about the fact that we are. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we need to do is to proclaim ourselves more strongly as a theater town. I think it has been documented that on any given night, there are more productions going on in Los Angeles than anywhere in the world.
Wow, really?
Yeah. That you can see a greater variety of shows here at obviously different levels of production, but numerically there's more theater here than anywhere else. And I just think we have to stop having our sort of second-class mentality about the theater. That
100% agree.
We're not really second to New York or Chicago or Seattle. All of those places are great, but we're an equally strong theater community that deserves respect.
And it's changed a lot, hasn't it? It's improved in the last 15 years.
It used to, the first time I directed here, and obviously before that, it was kind of vanity-driven. But now it's really quality-driven, and people are constantly still saying things like, well, people are doing plays here because they want to be in television or film. Well, which
is really a goofy way of going about being on television or film.
Yeah, right. But I can tell you that when Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett did Fences at Pasadena Playhouse, it wasn't because they couldn't get a job. It's because they wanted to do the play, and in fact probably gave up things because they wanted to work in the theater.
And apropos of that, we've got Hollywood Fringe coming up, which is a really exciting time in Los Angeles for theater.
I'm going to do Fringe tomorrow, going to see Steve Julian's Altercations.
Awesome. I can't wait to see that. I want to see D is for Dog.
Yes.
There's a lot of things I want to see. I also just want to mention that this is Pride Week, so get out to WeHo and wave your rainbow flag and drink some drinks.
Love the Pride Week.
Watch the Tonys. I'll try to tweet some snarky things during it.
Come see Gia, come see Kristina, and come to Pasadena Playhouse.
Come see Jitney.
Pasadena, yeah.
Absolutely. And check out our Indiegogo account at indiegogo.com/LaLaLandTalk Season 2. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, Twitter at twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk.
Next week we have Julie Garnier.
Yes, and Eric Satterberg.
It's exciting times here on La La Land.
Good stuff. Or send us an email at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. Until next week, I'm Brett Chapin. That's Daisy Eagan. This is La La Land with Brett and Daisy, and we'll see you at the top.